Hi YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I'm okay today, actually quite a bit better. You might even be able to tell because of my speech. Um I was really tired and still not feeling the greatest the other day. So, I don't know if I'm thinking it's like pollution, but I can't prove it. So, how do you prove something like that aside from the fact if you go to any major city, you can see these great big companies just the waste is just belching out of these things. So, excuse me a minute. Cheers. I hope you're having a really great day. Some of you have to go back to work tomorrow. Oh, sorry for you. Some should go to work tomorrow, but don't. I know people like that. That's why I'm saying that. Um, I am listening to Woodward TV. He's talking about the Lone Star tick and the allergies that you can get a red meat food allergy from it from just one bite. I learned something I didn't know, and this could be affecting me. There's times that in the past that I've been around people that eat like pork chops and pork shoulder roast and whatever, and I've cooked it for them, but there's times I'll be cooking it. And I literally had to go out and sit on my step to get fresh air so I wouldn't gag. My favorite way to make pork steaks is to use uh, oak and then mesquite to smoke them on the grill and then to have them with cream peas. It disguises the flavor, and I do like bacon, but I don't eat a lot of it because I really would get physically ill, sick to my stomach. Well, what I just found out that if you are allergic to cats, and I am, but not as bad as I used to be, but it can cause an allergy to pork. One time when I was a little kid, I wanted this little kitty so bad. I was about 4, and it was only, oh, maybe that big, and it was just a little tiger stripe, or not just a tiger striped tabby with long hair and the prettiest green eyes. And out of the whole ones in the litter, that one, I just loved it best. I couldn't get it because of my allergies, because my eyes would just like close shut and get infected. My eyelashes would literally glue themselves together while I was sleeping, and I would have to use warm water to um, get my eyes open again. So, yeah, it was very severe with sneezing and coughing and choking and all kinds of stuff when I was a kid. And I wonder, that's not really too normal as far as getting an allergy from meat because you're allergic to cats too. Something's going on with the meat, like with that tick, and like at Plum Island where they made Lyme's disease in ticks and then let it out in the ecosystem in New York State, and we have them in Minnesota now. And I've gotten Lyme's disease. So I do have a lot of health issues, but I'm strong and I just keep fighting. It's just like yesterday I didn't know if I'd do my exercises, but I did. And I did them again today, so I guess I can't say it's going to be every other day. I don't know. I'm just going to go on how I feel that day, but try not to make it like to go without doing them for more than 3 days because to me, that's almost like too much. Then I would probably not start feeling well again. So I will drop a link with that Woodward TV and his information. And he is a really informative person. Um, and and that has a lot to do with what I'm going to talk about today is how many of you would take a chip in your hand or whatever to like purchase groceries or have like facial recognition? For me personally, I'm not going along with any of what they recommend like that. No matter what, I'm just not. I'm a never sleever and a never chipper. Just not happening because of the things that I've had happen to me before. And then I feel bad for the people, say if they have like if they're blind and they could put a chip in you and help you to see again. I'm um I'm not too trusting of any of their things, I guess is the way to put it. They I think I might get interrupted. Maybe not. Perhaps. If I do, we'll just roll with it. It's ironic though. It just is for so many reasons. Um, yeah, I maybe I'll be able to explain the reasons. It's just like I've been waiting for a special quiet moment to do this video, so maybe I can. But it's hard when you get your concentration broken. Um, and I don't want to shut it off because we've come this far, 7 minutes. I don't think that I'm gonna get cut off here, like happens sometimes. If I do, I'll always be back, like I say. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, just a minute. I am doing a video. Okay, okay. Not going to Rock Creek today? Yeah. Okay. Thanks. See you later. So, yeah, we already know that our government does genetically modify bugs and food and all kinds of things. Um, when I was young, I found these vials of germs. There was like anthrax, polio, all kinds of vials that were in cases underneath the staircase in Masonic Blue Lodge. Were these three cases. Two were made out of wood, and they were sort of velvet lined, and one was sort of like metal, and they had, like I say, these little tiny vials about not even 2 inches. They were about an inch and a half. Well, I had seen in the paneling it was wainscoting. Underneath the staircase was this little room that was shaped like a triangle because it was under the stairs. So I saw this crack in the wall and I used my fingers to get it open. And I went in there, and the area was just like a few feet long, the width of the stairs, and about, oh, probably, I'm going to say 8 to 10 feet. No, about 8 foot long. So I went in there and I opened these boxes. Well, there was like a bench, and I looked in there, and here were these boxes. So I looked in there, And when I got through snooping, I went out of there, and my dad asked me what I was doing in there because they found out, I don't know how, maybe they seen me come out of there. I can't remember exactly how, but there was like H1N1 in there, and ones that had numbers and letters, and I recognized them now. But when I was a kid, I had no clue. Well, needless to say, they were really pissed off. And we ended up taking them to Grand Lodge in Anoka, Minnesota. That's Halloween capital of the world. It's a great big Masonic lodge there, too. And they ended up shipping them to Pennsylvania. And from there, I found out because of my dad's conversation on the phone that they ended up in Singapore, China. But like I tell people, these things were not made in a lab in Woohan, I think is how you spell it. Um, they were made right here in the United States of America. That's a fact because I saw this stuff with my own eyes a long time ago. There's no variance on anything. The original um, germ for all diseases, including cancer, comes from one main bug, and that's the syphilis bug. And you can look into it, and I do know my biology. And I've written papers for morgellons.org. I've pinpointed the gestation periods of the um, 9 components that comprise the Morgellon bug. And what it takes to annihilate them is simple, but not when it's in a human body. Water, pure water annihilates Morgellons bugs, worms, whatever you want to call them. In different stages, they act like different things. Um, so anyway, I could go into that if you're interested. I do have videos on the gestation period of the Morgellon bugs, but you would have to literally transfuse a human body with total water. I'm sure it is doable to eliminate that in us, but everybody's got it in us by now. The combination of all these germs. It's what is your body going to expel? What's it going to keep? And why? Is it something you're eating or like, because all cancer thrives on sugar. So does Morgellons. Morgellons loves sugars and starches and fats. The least healthy you are is how your immune system is going to act because of that. So that my topic today actually wasn't so much that but I am going to share um, Woodward's link to that information with the cats and the pork, and I thought that was fascinating. I had never heard that before, and I've been into science all my life. Literally um, monkeying around with chemistry sets and stuff when I was a kid, and um, doing surgeries on live specimens and having them live, and all kinds of scientific biological things that I've been kind of looking into. And the reason that really got me going was my adopted mother got cancer. And then I really started looking into the medical side of human beings a lot more. because of the why and how to cure it and those types of things. So, um, yeah, it's, but anyway, my main topic today, if I have time, and I think I will, but, is the chip and how I think that the governments around the world, I believe that the United States and the United Nations, we have no business even negotiating with any other countries about anything. Ideally, we would keep our noses out of all that. Just think, if we didn't go to the war, if we didn't participate in that war, they'd have nobody to fight with. And eventually, I mean, if they came over here, that would be a whole different story. But these countries are literally working together to get everybody chipped and have us hooked up into a transhumanism system, and that's their ultimate motive. And it's not just them. It's also, like we know, the World Health Organization and the World Economic Forum, and they're all working hand in hand. You know, like with DARPA and HARP and all this stuff that they're using against us. You know, NASA's a farce. It's like my last video, just shortly showing people even that photo that I shared of the moon. There's no reason, like with another shout out, Bruce sees all research, um, astronomy and ufology. He can show us clearer pictures of the moon than NASA can. It just doesn't make any sense. So my point is, I guess what my main thing about this video is today is finding a way to separate ourselves, maybe just locally in communities, from the government. But it's like a meme I shared. They can print money, just print money. Why are we paying taxes? It does not. There's no logical reason. There's no logical answer for that at all. Nobody can come up with a substantial answer to that question. Maybe that's what I'll name this video, because it's ludicrous that one person can wear a suit and stand in front of you and tell me, give me your money. And they can go on vacation and own a yacht and fly in a jet. Not things I care to do, but I'm just saying they can if they want to. One thing they can't do, it's like, well, and people could argue about this, but it's like my land. You'll never get my land, and I will fight for it. And you'd be very surprised at the outcome. We'll just put it like that. Because people around me, I mean, the capabilities of what we have to do in retaliation, if it comes down to that, we're beyond preppers. This is our lifestyle in a rural area. And I don't think they want to even come into that situation. They could, perhaps. And yeah, with robotic times and different things that they could maybe do. But there's things to do about that too. But and I'll get back to what I was saying, but just the thought of like Klaus Schwab saying you will own nothing and be happy. Well, we'll just see about that, dude. You know, you're gonna have no body and no flesh, and you're gonna love it. You know. So anyway. I'll get back to where I was, but yeah. Um, oh, let me see if I can catch what I my thought train of thought. Um, it does really just irk me the things that they're trying to make people do, you know. And it does concern me for the generations coming up because um, we're building our army right now. I might not be here to see the outcome, but hopefully some of my strength and wisdom will be passed on to the next generations, that people aren't just going to roll over and play dead for these freakazoids because what they're doing is outrageous, you know? And there's a lot of people I know. I think that of course we know they fudge the statistics on everything, but there's a lot more people I think that will not go along with what they want to do than I think basically Satan will be chipping his own, you know, not the people of God aren't going to go along with that. I don't know for sure if that's to me the mark of the beast. Here's something I'll touch on too for somebody that asks the question, do you think like these gang stalking freakazoid type of people or whatever, he didn't word it like that, but I'm wording it like this, are born like that, or is it some kind of communication that they get in their ear, like in a device or a phone app, or they're born with it? They're bred for these times, just like the warriors of God are. You were born knowing who you were. Raise your hand if you were, because I know I was. There's not a time that I've sat still and watch something absolutely horrible happen to other people and I didn't step in to try and stop that. Even when I was a kid, I got whooped to half to death because I would step in between my dad and my brother because my brother wasn't a fighter. He's like 6'4", but he wasn't a fighter. They were drugging this kid, my brother, when he was little. They said because of his allergies and stuff. You get two adopted kids and they both have allergies and they both have some of the same heritage. I mean, but not like them. We weren't their heritage, kind of, sort of, but not really. We're both tall and they both were shorter and bigger around with bigger bone structures and stuff. It was like we really didn't look like a family. The two kids did. We did, you know, but they did destroy him. They destroyed his mind and his heart. I watched him slip away. But see, that's where I go. Was he born with it? Yeah, he was, and they developed it. Maybe we're all born with the capabilities of being one or the other. I think, though, that if you're a warrior of God, it just didn't happen upon you, and you might have tried to run away from it. I didn't really. I just kind of waited until I could do something about it, you know. But I never really ran away from any kind of um, standing up for what's right, you know. So, just a minute. I know my topics are like bouncing all over the place today. I even considered, should I make a video or not, because like the other day I was like blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, I was like half asleep. Um, I really hadn't been sleeping good because when you're not feeling good, you just don't have the energy you should have. And so, but I normally am pretty energetic, but yeah, I still swear it's pollution, you know, far worse than this. I mean, this is not heavy metal. Everything I have is natural. Everything I roll my own. Doug's going to get some right now for me, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, um, yeah. So, and I do detox and I exercise and I eat pretty good. I mean, not like last night. I had pizza, so maybe that's not the best. And but I don't know. I don't know. I'm allergic to like whole grains, so people will say like, well, I never have any problem with like white flour or anything like that. Maybe other people do, but if I were to eat like last week I had made some Spanish rice and I used part wild rice in there. I am more allergic to wild rice than I am white flour or even cracked wheat. I love cracked wheat bread, especially toasted, but I'm allergic to cracked wheat, you know, the grain. So if you smash it up and bleach it out, I'm not allergic to it. I don't know. And then there was a study that I saw that Dr. Sean Baker, MD, on YouTube had shared how like flaxseed and seed oils and different things aren't good for you at all. And I don't know. And I'd really have to debate the thing, maybe in mass quantities, maybe in cooking with it. But I had friends that worked at a sunflower seed factory and they made like trail mixes and they'd put in like carob seeds or carob chips and different things in the trail mix. And then I'd get great big gallons of that and sunflower seeds free because I give them some herb and then they go like, well, like come down, you know. So trading barter system. So and I would eat mass quantities of sunflower seeds and was always really strong and never had any digestive problems with it or anything. And I still love them to this day. I just started eating them again. I haven't had before just about a month ago. I bet it's been about at least 4 or 5 years. I didn't even, oh, maybe not that long. I had sunflower nuts that Doug had brought home, but he won't eat them anyway, either way. And I like them with the shell on there. I like the ranch flavored ones best. They're great. Don't know if you've had them, but they are good. But, so I just want to make everybody aware of that pork and cat disease. I wanted to ask you, even if you were blind, would you consider getting a chip that they could control inside your body? Um, and how do we separate ourselves from the monsters? How do we go about this? What do we do? Voting has not worked. I've watched 6 decades of this bullshit, never ending wars and lying about the economy, money that went missing when the towers came down, all of that. 3.5 trillion dollars. Our gold, it's gone. There is no Federal Reserve anymore. But Israel is my banker? Not. Not even close. Get the hell out of our country. You are not a state of Israel. You're a scamming little country of the dark cabal, the Khazarian Talmudic Jews. Get the hell out of here and stay out. There's the separation we need right there, people. They're all over the world. So, and that's what Hitler was, the same thing, same bloodline. Okay, I'm going to let you go before this goes on me. Thank you for joining me. Have a really beautiful night or day wherever you're at. And let me know what you think about any ideas of how we can progress or I mean, we all know the way they're teaching our children, it's full of lies. It always has been. That's been proven. Oh, I heard something real good. I heard a public official speak to science as the speed of science. What? Maybe God created life speed of science, but I have never seen a speedy scientist with all their money that they need for research and all their drugs that they try and push on people. I mean, we have a cure for cancer. Why don't they speed that up and put that out there even with sound? Right now, all the speakers around the world that they have set up with all the 5G system, they could be pumping harmonics into our atmosphere to heal us from the inside out. That's how speedy our science is. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Peace and love. Talk to you soon.